What's going on, guys? This is Robert, and in this video I'll be talking about the present perfect continuous. And at the end of this video, you, my friend, will understand it 100%, guaranteed. That is, if you watch the video, because if you don't, you can't understand it. You have to watch the video, I'm afraid. Yes. Let's go. So present perfect continuous is a tense that we use in English to talk about an action which has been carrying on, an action which was happening up until now and has just stopped, or stopped a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago, a few days ago, or even a few months ago. It just depends on the context. And especially actions of which you can see the result in the present. So for example, you open your front door in the morning and you see the ground wet. Because you can see the wet floor or you can see the rain on the ground, you will conclude that it was raining before it has stopped, and you can see the result, which is the wet floor. So you will use the present perfect continuous. It has been raining. Another example would be that you've been working in the garden and your friend comes to your house and he sees you and he says, "You've been working in the garden, haven't you?" Obviously, otherwise, how would you get your mud on your hands? I mean, how would you do that otherwise? There's no mud is in the garden, right? So it's a pretty stupid thing to say in the first place. But never mind, let's go on. Another reason why we use present perfect continuous is to talk about repeated actions, something that someone has been doing for a long time and hasn't finished. For example, if you're learning the piano, if you started in the past, you're doing it right now and you'll be doing it in the future, you say, "I've been learning the piano." Or a language, "I've been learning English for a long time." You can use for and since. For to say how long the action has been until now, and since when it started.
Here we see a man who's waiting for his train at the train station, and he has been waiting for a while. The same man now is feeling anxious and stressed out because he has been drinking too much coffee. So you can see the result of a past action continuing right into the present. So here we can see him playing the piano. He's been playing the piano for quite some time.
Be very careful not to get confused between present continuous and present perfect continuous. Present continuous tells you what's happening right now, but it doesn't talk about the past. Present perfect continuous talks about the past and the present, so it encompasses two different timelines, and possibly three if you're talking about the future. In present perfect continuous, you have subject, plus the auxiliary verb have or has, plus a verb in the ing form and the object. While in present simple, it's simply subject plus the verb to be plus the verb plus ing. There is no have or has.
So we can use the present perfect continuous to talk about an action we started in the past. We can see the result in the present. This guy's stressed out because he's been drinking too much coffee, and while he's a very good piano player because he has been practicing a lot over the years. In terms of the structure, present perfect continuous combines two different time frames. It combines the past simple, for example, Darren started playing the piano 10 years ago, and it talks about the present. Darren is still playing the piano. So if you put these two together, you get the present perfect continuous. Darren has been playing the piano for 10 years. That means he started playing 10 years ago and he's still playing. So instead of using two sentences, you can use just one and say the same thing. So in terms of how the present perfect continuous is formed, you have subject plus the auxiliary have or has, plus been, plus verb with the ing form, and the object. For example, I've been working for our company for 20 years, or she has been studying Japanese for a long time. As you can see, the auxiliary have is with been, and the working is the ing form of the verb. and the auxiliary has is with the third form she, again with been, and the ing form verb studying. Now, something really important to remember is that the auxiliary verbs can be abbreviated in speech and in writing. So you might only see the apostrophe VE with I or we or they, and the apostrophe S with she, he or it. So in conversation you might hear I've been working rather than I have been working. So it's the same thing, it's just abbreviated. I've been working, I have been working, and the same thing is with she's been working or she has been working. Abbreviation just makes it smaller and quicker to speak. So there are some situations where present perfect continuous is really useful. For example, when you're talking to your friends about what you have been doing over the last few weeks or months, or when you're explaining a situation where people don't know something, like your boss, or if you're talking about yourself in a situation like a job interview. It's really useful there.
Please write in the comments if you understood present perfect continuous. And if you like this video, you'll also like this video on the first conditional, by the way. Thanks very much for watching my video. Like, share and subscribe. Peace.